What's up, guys? Time for some more malt reviews. I'm Mike. This is Narby.
What's happening?
Today we're gonna do a whiskey from a newer distillery, younger distillery called Kilchoman. Kilchoman, the Machir Bay.
All right, you guys, without further ado, let's take a look at the bottle. It's a no-age statement bottle, but we know it's got very young whiskey in there. And this distillery is known for putting out some quality stuff, even though it's at a very young age. So, without further ado, let's pour a little dram.
Oh, and they call it, it's an Isle of Islay distillery, and they call it Islay's Farm Distillery.
And this is bottled at 46%. We really appreciate the extra 6%. It does make a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
So again, here we're dealing with a nice young whiskey. Always nice to do a review of an affordable whiskey. And without further ado, the color, I would say, is it's like a pale straw color.
Yeah.
And on the nose,
Almost like if you try in wine, like white wine, like a Saturn, like a darker yellow Saturn. Or yeah, pale straw. Nailed it.
oh wow, it's so young, but it's so delicate on the nose. It's got lots of peat, but very sweet. So think of lots of tropical fruits, along with quite a bit of peat. Yet for a young whiskey, it noses older. Being around between 4 and 6 year old whiskey, it's not aged for 15 to 18 years. But it definitely noses more, a lot older. Of course, it noses as a young whiskey at the same time. That's when you're getting that intense peat from. But it is delicate at the same time. So it is a beautiful nose. It's very sweet, very peaty with tropical fruits.
Yeah, we always talk about on the island of Islay, different levels of peatiness and smokiness. Like the smokiest to us is Ardbeg and Lafroig, and then Lagavulin and Bruichladdich both have different levels of a little more delicate, lighter peatiness. And this is very much like that, like Narby said. And I think whether you're a smoke lover or a sherry lover, this is really appealing to any type of whiskey drinker. A lot of different tropical fruits, similar to Bruichladdich if I think about it, like even some mango in there, and apricots, and a little bit of citrus, a lot of nice honey. It's really, really impressive for young whiskey.
Yeah, getting grapefruit and pineapple. It's almost even a little salty and a little buttery as well. Really, really nice, along with some hints of cereal notes as well.
Yeah, the initial peaty blast is fading out. And now it's much more coastal and maritime with, like Narby said, the salt, that sea spray, like you're just sitting on the edge of the rocks in the ocean. And all that scene that you think of, that you smell, is happening in the glass. And along with those nice, fresh, young, tropical, luscious fruits.
All right, you guys, on the palate. Rich and peaty.
Wow.
Yeah, very peaty on the palate. You can taste its age a little bit more on the palate. It tastes a little younger, where it noses perhaps a little bit older. Citrusy, salty, smoky, peaty. A little pineapple, lemon. Yet creamy as well.
It's like It's actually is less peaty on the palate than the nose. The palate initially is vanilla, honey, French pastries, creamy cashew butter. In the background, tiniest little bits. It's so young. There's some really, really good wood spice, really appealing wood spice back there. And it's really, really nicely drying. Like not overly drying, but drying like Highland Park talks about, where I immediately want more. My whole palate clears out. I can't wait to have more.
You feel like it's more peaty on the nose than the palate?
Absolutely.
It was the opposite for me. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think if you've had this whiskey. So we tend to agree a lot, so it's nice to disagree sometimes as well.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a little more peaty for me on that, where it was a little more of a rich sweetness on the nose. I didn't get as much of the rich sweetness on the palate. Let's do one more taste.
And I'm impressed that it's fairly smooth. For a whiskey of maybe 5 or 6 years old, we think, from reading about it, it's quite smooth.
Yeah, palate didn't change for me again. It's a big blast of peat with those sweet tropical fruits kind of coming in right after that initial peat blast. Oh, it's really, really, really nice.
Good.
This is really, really good. You guys will have to forgive me. I know that we got this. It's not a recent batch, so we haven't tried. This is maybe at a whiskey tasting somewhere we've tried a more recent batch, and I don't remember. But at a whiskey event somewhere maybe. But this particular batch was from a few years ago, so the current batch might taste a little different. Better, worse, I don't know. So this particular batch was from a couple years ago. But I'm trying this right now. We haven't had it in a while. It's making me want to go out and get the current batch. So we'll probably do another review of that when we get it and open it. But very, very solid whiskey. It's not an expensive buy. Highly, highly recommended. I'll give this an 89 out of 100.
I give it 90 out of 100.
Yeah, that's great scores. All right. We'll see you guys soon for another whiskey review. And, yep, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Feel free to leave comments. Let us know. See you soon, guys.